about another topic. Go ahead, shoot it off.
Do you want to go straight to that? Or you want to talk? You want to bring?
No, go ahead with yours.
Okay. All right. So, I want to say congratulations to all of these podcasts that have dropped in the past 2-3 years.
Yes, congratulations, y'all.
My only issue with all of these new podcasts is that back in 2014, back in 2014, I invented the independent media tour when podcasts and web radio and podcasts first were invented. And I like to see the progression of what's happened in the industries and with the different podcasts and different setups and people having their own independent thing. Because back in the day, when you did media and you wasn't on radio, you didn't have a voice. Now you can have a voice by just buying a camera at Walmart, going to get you a microphone off of eBay.
You can download the app.
And now you can download the app. And my problem with that is that there's still only 1% of wealth. So 99% of people are not suitable or reputable to be talking the stuff that they talk and to have the opinions that they have. And with you being so close to Miami, you can attest to that when people are on the Fresh and Fit show, that those women should be nowhere near a microphone because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And they just they kind of push the culture back 20 years every time that they open their mouth.
I will say, like, they go off their experiences, which is pretty cool. You feel me? Like, we get perspectives from other angles, but for the most part, like, we're getting your perspective. Like, we don't really know you. You're like a speck in a big-ass picture. So they kind of don't know what they're talking about when it comes to, like, giving life lessons and trying to give advice. I will side with you on that one. There is some females, you feel me, who've lived that life. They've been in it and been out of it, and they do have some good advice to share, but majority of them, no. Like, it's bullshit.
So moving forward, what I want to implore you guys to do is to continue to book the most qualified guest on you guys' show to give you guys insight.
Yeah.
I was watching one show, and a girl said that she doesn't want to be in a relationship, but she wants to have a kid, but she don't want to be called a baby mom.
That's impossible.
That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Impossible.
And then a girl next to her had to tell her that. And they were both in their 30s. So for 30 years, she didn't know that sounded stupid.
Wait, hold on.
But she was on a microphone.
I mean, not that it started, listen, it didn't, you just threw me off. Not that it sounded stupid. It's a simple fact that, like, what else would you be called? What else would you be labeled? Like, unless you come up with a name, there is no other title. And even me, like, is that what I want to be called? No, but I would be considered a baby mama. Like, I'm not married. You feel me? And I do have a child. I'm somebody baby mama out here. You feel me? Somebody fine ass baby mama. But that's it. So, but yeah.
You know what I pulled from that though?
What's that?
When she said it was the fact that she got to a point in her life where she felt like that she couldn't get the type of men that she wanted to follow the narrative that she wanted for what they wanted to do. But she knew that they would give her sex. So she was willing to have the kid with them, but suffer the consequences of not being able to get the relationship.
Stupid. Nah, she's stupid.
Oh, now she dumb.
No,
but
she's
she wasn't
beyond.
dumb before.
I didn't hear the conversation. You feel me? But that is beyond stupid. Let me tell you why. Because you can date whoever the fuck you want to date. Like, realistically speaking, you can date whoever the fuck you want to date. And I was telling you this. I've dated high-end men. I've dated low-class men. You feel me? But for the most part, I'm going with the high-end men. That's just my type. Some people, they have other types. You feel me? That's them. But me, I'm a different type of person. I like what I like. Her, she just don't know how to move. I'm gonna be honest. Like, nobody guided her. She on some dumb shit, but you can definitely get somebody, like, you, not just somebody, you can get bodies, you feel me, if that's what you into, but, because I'm into poly, so you can get bodies, but for the most part.
What you're saying right now is exactly what Kev said.
I'm just saying, it's possible. So for you to move the way you're moving, that's just ridiculous. Like, that's just your mindset. Honestly speaking, that's your mindset.
Yeah, that's how she was. And this goes back, I'm tying that back into what I was saying about people who have podcasts. Because she has a nice body, So she has a lot. I'm not even gonna say she has fans. She has thirst around the world to where people.
She has followers.
Sure. She got people who have clicked the blue button on her Instagram to look at her assets, but have to deal with the fact that that's how she speaks when words come out of her mouth because of that. And with men that are thirsty, they subside how ignorant a woman can sound based off of how beautiful she is. She has pretty privilege. So,
oh, you did talk about pretty privilege. Okay.
So she can sit in front of the microphone and say the most asinine stuff, but people are still watching.
She got the brain of a walnut. Got you.
What was your difference in your experience when you dated the up there guy and the not up there? What's the difference?
Well, okay. Oh, let me tell you. So when I dated the more high-end men or upper-class men, they weren't worried about what we were doing, how we were doing it. They weren't worried about my attitude, you feel me, whatever. They were more patient. If they gave me their time, that was the time, you feel me? I understood that. I'm gonna let that be clear. If they give you their time, that is your time. That's it. Okay? Now, when it comes to, and like I said, the experience was totally different. So, like, I've dated a man, and for 2.5 years, I ain't cook, I ain't clean, I ain't do shit but, like, put my feet up, you feel me? And look pretty and shop. That's all I did. And I put this on everything I love. That man told me I need to go to work. We broke up. You can call him, you can ask him. I ain't gonna say his name, but that's what happened. I broke up with him because that wasn't what I agreed to when we got into that relationship. He knew that, I knew that. That was the agreement. I will say there's other men that I've dated. Like I said, same thing. I wasn't on a pedestal, but I was on a pedestal. I was treated very well. That's what I'm used to. Now, there was other men that I've dated who treated me like, what the fuck? Like, yo, I ain't with this. I don't know what you got going on. But I had to understand those people had probably childhood traumas. Those people, you feel me, they were still healing. It was a lot of unresolved shit they was going through. And I was in a place where I was healed, I was good. So they was leeching off my energy. And you can't allow certain people like that to come into your life. Just saying, ladies, people will do it. Don't let that happen. Don't do it. Don't do it. But it's a big difference. The men who were lower class, they wanted me to pay for everything. They wanted me to do everything. I was their backbone. No problem being that, you feel me? Ride or die. But what the fuck am I dying for? You feel me? Don't just, we in the car. Where the fuck is we going?
Oh yeah, so what you notice the guy from the low end, from the synopsis of what you're saying, doesn't have a program.
No structure, no nothing.
Does have a program.
Right. And it's more organized and it's like, okay, I have a vision and I can see where we're going versus, okay, we just bust this left, now we done stopped at the gas station, now we going here, now where the fuck we going?
It's step by step of unclarity.
Right, and I can't even follow your lead. Now it's like, I want to take charge because I don't know what the fuck you're doing. I feel misguided.
Now, and that's where I step in to say that that's not where you take charge, that's where you find a new leader.
True, but as a woman, sometimes you want to stick it out. And that's just me, you have,
Stick it out for what?
You're not a woman.
and that's where I give.
Love is a stupid thing.
I ain't trying to hear that. And that's why I give no leeway to the women because the women put themselves through the ring.
True, that is true.
And then they come back and complain about it with a long ass Facebook. Not you. And then they come back and complain about it with a long ass Facebook status or a meme that says it's funny how niggas da 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 da.
Yeah, I don't like those people either because, like I said, it's. The way you move is like what you're gonna get back. So if you're moving correctly and you move like, okay, if you move like a boss, you're gonna attract a boss. If you move like a bum, you're gonna attract a bum. Simple as that.
I'm gonna tell you how non-biased I am. When my mom got the divorce from my stepdad after being married for 17 years.
Well, you didn't say they got divorced.
Yeah, they got divorced.
What the fuck?
And she began to do what women call tell her truth.
Okay.
And when she was telling her truth online, she was getting mixed feelings because the families have been conjoined for so long that when you say something like that about people that we all know, it comes off differently to everybody.
Yeah.
So then I told her, yo, how long have you been putting up with this? She said, I've been putting up with this the whole 17 years we've been married. I said, well, then you don't have a right to talk about it.
Right.
Because you made an agreement with that person that you were going to put up with this, and because you got the short end of the stick, now you're mad and you want to express it. That's not fair.
Right. At that point, it's degrading of character and imagery. So, kind of fucking with that person at that point. Like, you just nitpicking.
This how I feel. If you get into a relationship with a dude, and dude put his hands on you.
Okay.
If you leave, I'm on your side.
Okay.
If you stay, I don't have a side.
Okay.
You can never talk to me about this man anymore because you know what he did.
True.
And you stayed.
True.
So I don't want to hear no more about it.
Well, I will say I have experience of domestic violence, so I can agree with that. And I left. So I guess you're on my side because we here today.
You talking about when it happened, or you left eventually?
What? Okay, so being honest, when it comes to things like that, it's not the easiest to just, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go. So in
Why
my
not?
situation, all my shit was in my place, right? I had important papers, I had money, I had my daughter. You feel me? There's certain things that was in the place that I would have to move.
Why didn't you kick him out? It was your
I
place.
tried to. Here's the thing. That's a man. I'm a female. So here's the thing. This is how it started. I need you to leave. No, I don't think it's going to work out. I need you to leave. No. Matter of fact, I'm not going to leave. You paying all the bills. No, I ain't doing that. You feel me?
Okay, which voice is which?
I'm saying, you gotta understand the difference.
Oh, my bad.
I'm saying,
I don't know
I'm
which
saying,
voice is who.
I'm saying I'm not gonna do that.
Okay,
Understand
so
the-
who was paying all the bills?
I'm paying the bills, this is my place.
Okay.
That's why I'm like, that's why it's hard sometimes. You can't, like, people have different situations. So you said that I leave right away. I couldn't just get up and leave.
No, but you didn't have to leave. You paying all the bills.
So I got beat the fuck up for 6 months.
How?
Exactly, I couldn't just get the fuck up and leave.
Did you call the police?
Yes.
And what happened?
They came, they saw me beat the fuck up. Nigga standing right there at the door pinching me.
This after the 6 months?
No, this is throughout. You said that I called the police. Yes, the police never helped me.
Why not?
I don't know. I got a restraining order after the fact. He fought the restraining order.
Why you didn't get it in the beginning?
I had to have proof that I was beat the fuck up. By that time, I couldn't get out my house, and then I was locked in my house. I was locked in my house, my own house.
You got
My
no
neighbors
uncles?
couldn't even come in my house to help me.
You
Like,
ain't got no uncles?
I didn't. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the other thing. I was embarrassed. I'm already beat the fuck up.
Okay.
I don't want nobody to know about my situation. I'm trying to handle it myself because I'm an adult, but I didn't think I would be in this situation.
Yeah.
Never thought I'd be in this situation. How do I handle it?
I think that 90% of situations that life throws at us is situations that we didn't think that we would be in.
I never fucking thought I'd be that. But here's the thing. When I did leave, and I'm glad I left because, hey, y'all, I'm here today. But I had to go through a lot.
I feel that.
But it's not as easy as you think. Like, when I did leave, I made sure, like, I had everybody's help. I had to call my neighbors, even though he was, like, he went to the store or some shit like that. I was like, all right, it's my time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You pulled it enough on him.
No, it was
from
no,
Jennifer
it was
Lopez.
that or die because the night before he choked me out and there's a lot of shit that happened, right? When I came back to life, right, I was like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck to do. So I started praying. I'm praying. And I heard God say I love you. Do I love this man? Hell fucking no, I'm trying to get the fuck up out of here.
Say I love you.
Say I love you to him.
Okay.
As soon as I said I love you, he said, you do? He said, say I love you. I said, I love you. He said, you do? I said, yeah. From there, I played it on. He said, okay, come on, let's go to bed. I stayed up that whole night. I didn't go to sleep. The next morning came, he said, I'm finna go to the store. I said, okay. He went to the store. I got my baby. I got my papers. I got my bread. I called my neighbors. I was like, hey, I'm about to walk to my car. Can y'all help me get to my car safely? Got my shit. I was driving. He was walking back. He said, hey. Some said, don't stop. I didn't stop. Went to the hospital because I was still bruised the fuck up. Put the police order in or whatever, the report. That was that. But it's not as easy as you think. It's not as easy as you think. Because even that, I still missed out on my mom's birthday party. The police came and got me on my mom's birthday. Why? Because of him. He lied and said that my daughter was his.
Yeah.
It was a whole bunch of shit.
He got psychological issues.
Right, he did.
Yeah.
And I did not know.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Right.
But let me say this to the camera. I don't want what I'm saying right now to come off as insensitive, and I applaud you for having the strength to be able to tell your story in on a public setting like this. I'm glad to share it though. This is what I'm gonna say. Being born poor as hell in Flint, Michigan, and then becoming rich as hell in Atlanta, I don't look at anything in life as being hard anymore. And to be honest, none of it was ever hard, especially when I switched my mentality. So I don't want to project that energy onto you like it should have been easy. But from my perspective now, I feel like that it's a situation that is it's overcomplicated when it don't have to be.
It really was. But here's the thing, you weren't in the situation. So you would have to be in it to understand it fully.
You ever seen Baby Boy?
Yeah, that wasn't my situation.
No, I know, I'm just asking. You ever seen Baby Boy?
Of course.
There
They play like every day.
There was a
TV.
time where girl, what's her name? Yvette was on the phone with her friend.
Mm-hmm.
And she's on the phone running her mouth and she's talking about how Jody always cheating on her.
Mm-hmm.
And then her friend is talking about, girl, you need to leave him. And she like, girl, I know you're not talking. Your man just put his hands on you the other day. How your eye doing? She's like, oh, my eye is fine. And I'm just listen to these two loser ass hoes talking to each other in their weak ass relationships that they won't leave. But when they post their status on Facebook, whose fault is it gonna be? It's gonna be the man's fault, right?
No.
But neither one of these girls will leave.
I'm saying you have to be in a situation.
We probably gotta agree to disagree on that part right there.
Because unless you put your hands on a woman and you've like, here's my thing. I didn't know he was on drugs. So if I'm fighting for my life and I'm fighting like the real deal fighting, and I know how to fight. So if I'm fighting for my life and he's looking at this as a challenge, like it was a different perspective.
From the Baby Boy example that I gave
you, got Baby Boy. I'm talking about some real nigga shit like.
Well, I'm just saying,
head
like
bust across the walls.
Not necessarily your situation. Just situations across the board.
What's up?
Situations across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Both of these situations are going to continue to get worse because they won't walk away.
Well, that's them, of course.
But that's not just them. They're figureheads for every other woman in the world that's going through the exact same thing. That's what I'm saying.
To an extent, I will say that, and that's why I gave my story.
Yes, everybody's story is gonna have different variations. But
unless you want to die, sometimes you have to be strategic in those type of situations. You have to, unless you want to die.
I think you got to be strategic in all the situations.
When you're in anger and things like that, you're not thinking straight. You're like, I want to get out of this.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. You would have to real deal be in the situation.
Yeah, I don't know. So for the people that's watching, y'all leave comments and y'all let me know about the situations that y'all been through as far as that goes and what the steps was for you to get out of it. And
no, not the steps. You don't have to tell the steps because sometimes that could be an emotional phase. But for the most part, you feel me? Did you leave or did you stay in it? Because there's some people who still deal with it today.
You feel like it's just that cut and dry?
Yeah. Simple as that. I've experienced it.
No, I feel that.
It's just that simple.
I feel it.
But you guys, we have a special guest.
Oh, yeah.
We would like to welcome our special guest. We have Quinn in the building.
Yes.
Woo, 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 woo. Please welcome Quinn. Yes, we got to clear up some air in here.
Hello, everyone.
We have the gorgeous Quinn.
What's up, Vigilante?
Hi, what's going on?
How you doing?
Oh, I'm chilling.
Okay, Miss Rocky. Beautiful Rocky. Listen, great conversation. I was in the background listening and everything.
How'd you feel about it?
I understood like both sides.
Okay.
And of course I could relate more to,
Yeah.
what you were saying. But I don't really want to speak on anything, but
we worked with the clear air. But
yeah. But Vigilante over here is just like, he ain't here for it. If you ladies stayed around for that BS, that's on you.
I agree. Definitely agree.
But when love is involved, I can say sometimes I feel like sometimes women can be love bombed in the beginning.
Right, and that wasn't love, y'all. That was not love. So.
Yeah, and they can feel like the man is treating them like a princess.
Mm-hmm.
And he can do this for a while and eventually switch it all up on you. And I feel like that's how some women get stuck in situations because they think about how it was in the beginning.
Yep.
And if he was capable of treating me like that in the beginning,
He can go back.
he can definitely go back to that. So do I just want to walk away from the first time that he did something to me that he shouldn't have done?
Right. Or they apologize.
Especially when he come back and love bomb you again and make it seem as though it was a mistake.
Right.
We're not gonna do that again. I love you. I want you.
It's misleading.
Validates you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember when Ike Turner got
Whoa.
Not Ike Turner.
No, that's a good representation.
Okay.
When he got to animate that gif after he beat the hell out
Whoa,
of
damn.
That, I'm trying to tell you that. Yes.
That's some good stuff, man.
Okay.
Yes.
So in that situation, I really couldn't understand like why she wouldn't leave the situation because he's downright fist fighting her. But you have some situations
Yes.
where a man is not being so physical with you,
Mm-hmm.
and it mess up your because it's
mental.
like, well, he's not punching me, and he's not.
Right. He's not really
You
beating
know, he's
my
not
ass
like
like
just
that. Or it's
punching me in
verbal
the
abuse,
face.
you know, so
He
it's
just
not really.
right. It's verbal abuse, or
Right.
he just grabbed my arm really hard,
Right,
and
just
and
that
it
one
left a
time.
bruise, but. He grabbed my heart, but you know, I feel like we can fix this. He have respect for me.
Right.
He's not the type of guy that's
They're
gonna
the pros outweigh the
fist fight
cons
me.
type of thing.
Yeah. So I feel like women stay in situations because they feel like it's not as bad as others. Or they could watch a movie like I Continue, like, oh, my situation ain't nothing like
But
that.
it's damn near that, you feel me? So
Yeah. So some women, I feel, hold on to situations. For one,
This is awful.
I'm just trying to keep it 100 with you. It is terrible. It is terrible. And women need to know their self.
no, they gotta walk away. Definitely.
And they have to know when to walk away, no matter
Someone-
how much it hurts. You have
But
to walk away.
Going into power, and that's why we brought you in.
Yeah.
So, anime, do you know anything about Goku? Or anime?
Not really.
Me either. But somebody, look,
You
somebody.
played the game. I thought you knew.
No, but somebody referenced that, you know, the black culture and the powers that we possess within our DNA kind of represents, you know, that anime. And I thought it was pretty cool, and I did some research on it, and I was like, well, so we stand in the sun, we don't be doing this and this and this, and then there's some people who kind of like represent it on TikTok or whatever, but I don't really know if it's real. But I do feel elevated when I'm in the sun. I do feel like, you
Oh, I
know,
love the sun.
it heals and it has like a lot of powerful natures within it. But what do you feel about it?
I don't know. I'm not a big Naruto watcher.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I was at a girl house one time and she was watching it, and I did.
Listen, hey, if you call it, you call
It
it.
wasn't really my thing, but it was interesting though. I
Okay.
grew up watching like
Like
Digimon and Pokemon and stuff
Okay.
like that, so it kind of reminded me of that.
It's
Modern day.
kind of like a reference too, but I know for a fact like Naruto in general, because he has like certain powers. He has the like the airbender and the water and all that stuff. But because of those powers, it resonates with nature. We as white people, we are hand in hand with nature.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool. But they didn't tell us like that's a show about you. They ain't gonna tell us. They more depict like negative versions of black people. But you wanted to share something about power, right?
Yes, I did. Because we were talking about leadership earlier.
Yes.
And it reminded me. You watch Power, right?
Oh, the show
Yeah, the show
Power.
Power.
I thought you was talking about like.
No.
Right, that's what I was thinking about.
Energy.
Okay,
Power.
right. Okay.
You seen Power?
What song?
Some of it?
Yeah.
Okay, as long as you've seen the first season, you should be able to understand.
Okay.
Okay, so I was having a debate with somebody like way back when the show was like in its heyday, and they were like, Raina, the sister, when she died, that was like the most controversial first moment of controversy in the show, and they were talking about that she died because of her brother, because of the situation that he put her in. And I had to
I can see
bring
that.
back context to let her know that everything that's happened negative on the show has all happened because of Tasha. who is the wife. And they asked me, they were like, why? Why do you feel like that happened? And I said, because at the beginning, the first 2 episodes, Ghost, who is a notorious drug dealer, made it clear that he has become so successful in drug dealing that he's ready to get out the game. He's tired of looking over his shoulder. He's tired of people trying to kill him everywhere he goes. He wants to have his nightclub, and he wants that to just be what it is. His wife disagreed with him. She said, I don't give a damn about this nightclub. You only making whatever. You're going to continue to be a drug dealer because this is the life that I'm used to. And if you don't continue the drug deal, I'm leaving.
I do remember that. Okay.
So, because she didn't follow what he wanted to do, in that instance where he wanted to get out of the game, which is unheard of for drug dealers, really, to actually have an escape plan that's working, where he can leave with his hands clean, their daughter died.
So it's more like a sacrifice in a sense because of his lack of, you know.
I guess when you put it that way, they could have possibly bypassed that if they would have got out, you know.
Right.
And he was.
I can see that.
There wouldn't have been any more criminal
I don't think
activity.
of it like that. It's a good.
Yeah, I think everybody missed that part. Because nobody's used to a drug dealer wanting to get out.
I mean, there's some people who do want to get out, I will say that, but having a successful plan out, that's where, you know, I'm like, okay, I can see that. I can definitely see that. And her saying what she said, she did say that.
So you remember this?
I do.
Okay, I want to make sure that for the camera, I'm not making this up.
No, I do remember
When she said it, I was like,
yeah, because that's how her friend ended up fucking with old boy.
Tommy, yeah. So she got her friend killed too.
Right, so it wasn't just the baby. So, okay. Yeah.
okay. So does that fall back on following
Following the leadership.
Okay.
Yeah. They already had 3 kids together.
But I'll say this, as women, I feel like because we have become so liberated, let me say, I don't say it like that, but because we've become so like, you know, more so instructed for power, I feel like we have lost our sense of femininity and we don't take orders anymore. Like, there's a handful of submissive women left, but the more so the women who are out here that are single, they're not submissive. They don't want to be submissive. Reason being, there's no guidance, or they're more so like headstrong on, okay, I'm making my money, I can take care of myself. Do I need anybody else? Do I want to deal with anybody else?
Or the situation may not be serious enough to, I guess.
True. I mean, yeah. That's what I was saying, the dating pool is shit. But
Wow.
I'm still having a ball.
Interesting. Of course you are. Of course you are. I feel like men have an advantage right now.
Why you say that?
You guys just do.
What's the advantage?
I mean, I just feel like men are scarce, kind of like. It's like, I feel like y'all can get away with a lot more now because of how like values and morals have changed like along the way. Then y'all would have, then you know. Yeah,
I'm siding with you on that one.
I mean, you know, what you got to say from what I just said?
I mean, I don't want to speak too soon.
No, because I'm pretty sure you understand what I'm saying. So I don't think your response is gonna be like off. So
okay, yeah, I just don't want it to be like, you know.
Yeah. But you agree a little bit, though, right?
Like I said earlier, to her it's different for me because I'm so in a lane of my own that I can't speak for what.
Okay, yeah, I
get
get that.
You know what I'm saying? It's hard for me to say that.
I understand.
Because from now to the rest of my life.
Yeah, you're the one on the show today, so you're gonna give your perspective.
You know,
So,
it's always gonna be a different ball game for me everywhere. So it's different.
but I agree with her. So it is scarce.
What's scarce though?
The men.
Just men at all.
So the heterosexual men are scarce.
Okay.
And for the ones who are out here, you feel me, who are on their shit, got good stroke game, got brain, whatever the case may be, you feel me? I'm not gonna lie.
I wouldn't expect you to say that
They're probably
first.
sharing. Like, the women who they're involved with are probably sharing them. And they know.
That's always how